people who are the first person in their families to go to college, because we see a lot of students who that's the case. And often it's students of color and ethnic minority students who are the first person in their families, but not only, obviously. And I think there's a lot of pressure, to even more so than your average student who's already under tremendous pressure, to succeed, and then also to give back and to inspire other people in the community to seek a similar path. And there's this idea of, like, you're really, first of all, really lucky and really privileged to have gone to college, and that means now that you need to do certain things in terms of taking care of people, and in terms of kind of helping other people to get where you are. And I think on the one hand, that's a fantastic, like, absolutely, like, great for more people from these communities who traditionally haven't had as much access to higher education, that's great to have more people inspiring young people to achieve. But I think for the individual already carrying so much of just the difficulty of succeeding at UCLA, not having had maybe the role models or people who could kind of show them the path of, like, here's how you apply to college and here's how you study for the SATs. Like, they had to figure a lot of this stuff out for themselves, and the people I've seen who kind of fit into this category are incredibly resourceful, extremely intelligent, and more than willing usually to give back and to and really have this kind of ethic of wanting to pass this along and feeling really really lucky and privileged, even though it's all been off their own hard work to kind of get where they are. But I think it's a lot to carry. That idea that I'm the first person who's been given this opportunity and I need to make the most of it is a lot. And trying to balance that with growing up and making friendships and having relationships, I mean, it's a tremendous amount. And some people are able to kind of navigate that path beautifully and kind of meet all of those expectations. And some people get overwhelmed and do things that are maybe more self-destructive to manage all of that pressure. So whether it's something like avoiding their academic work because it just feels so stressful, and there's such high expectations put on them that to turn anything in feels not good enough. So that kind of perfectionism can come in, or it can even actually be so stressful sometimes that people use drugs and alcohol in excess in ways that get in the way of their studying. And really what they're doing is kind of self-medicating for this tremendous anxiety that they feel and this need to perform at a certain level and excel. And so really when people come into the counseling center who are their first generation college students, often what I'll talk to them about, I mean, a lot of things that are specific to the individual person, but often I'll try to tap into kind of what their values are and their own goals, and helping them to kind of use their own internal motivation to achieve their own goals, and kind of setting goals for them that are really realistic and that take into account who they are in their situation, instead of just these ideas of, my parents said such and such, because I'm going to college, I need to do these things, and I need to go into this specific career because that's what makes the most money. That I really try to tap into what's inherently interesting to them, what's their passion, and what they want to do with this opportunity that they've been given. And I have a huge amount of respect for people who navigate that path, because it's just tremendously difficult. And I think there's things that I know I've taken for granted in a lot of students who come from families with highly educated parents, or even just extended family members who have been to college, that there's so much that is offered that you don't even know is there, because you just assume it, and maybe some of your friends have similar experiences, but this idea that somebody actually did show you how to apply for college, or took you maybe to visit different colleges, or helped you study even. If you have a parent who or if no one in your family has ever made it to that level, you really have to figure out these paths for yourself. And so I have a lot of respect for people who are able to make it to UCLA just off their own initiative, because it's a tremendous feat.